All right, let's get to work. Let's do what we do. Welcome to our channel. This is your boy Lee Sweet. Today, well, part of what I do, brief background. If this is your first time seeing this video, I talk about spirituality, man. Keep it capital S, baby. Spirit, feel me? But anyway, what we're gonna be talking about. Part of what I do is I talk about some of the topics that I feel like I wanted to give them a different perspective on. So I'm very selective when it comes to, some of the things that I address. So now, with that being said, the topic of today is going to be about the law of attraction and your sources of attraction. So obviously, there are thousand and thousand videos on the law of attraction, and I guess this is going to be a thousand and thousand and one. But what I offer is a different perspective, or maybe what I've experienced with it. And obviously, it's gonna be a matter of it's gonna be it's gonna be on you. So because all of these different people talking about how to use it, obviously it's been working for them. So, but anyway, let's get to it. Law of attraction. It's a new age terminology. There's no such thing as a law of attraction. It's just another way of saying the law of vibration. And of course, with the new age, what they do is they're trying to make you think there's something new, just new spirituality that's being erected, or somehow, when we already know there's nothing new under the sun. And if you read any spiritual book, a lot of those knowledge are from the Eastern. So now we're not talking about anything new here. This is old information. So this is old age. You know what I'm saying? This is old age information. So now, with that being said, it was very important to give you a little bit of background so you know where the terminology came from. Now, the word itself, what they're referring to is the law of vibration, which is one of the laws, the fourth or maybe the fifth principles of the law of Tahuti or the Kybalion. So definitely get into it because that's dope like a motherfucker. You don't want to miss out on that. Those are really the core spirituality. But anyway, um, so what they're talking about is the law of vibration. And even people, when they talk about the law of attraction, they would say, you don't attract what you imagine, you attract what you are, right? So again, they are referring to the vibration. So it's not just your imagination, it's not the passion, the feeling you're putting into the imagination, although that is also part of it. But it's mainly your vibration. When we talk about your vibration, what are we talking about? Your energy, your ways of thinking, your spirit, your as far as where you at, with it mentally. So that's what we're referring to. So with that being said, if you understand that and you always vibrating since you're not dead, and that also would be a different type of vibration. But anyway, that's a whole different story. Um, so you're always creating. For lack of better terms, you're always attracting, right? That's why in the past you attracted the girlfriend that you were with, or if you hold that girlfriend now, you don't even know. Yes, it's you. So, but see, the thing is, and if you understand that, then opposite cannot attract. It's impossible for opposite to attract because we're talking about vibration here, right? But what I feel like people think about vibration, I mean, about opposite being attracted, they're looking on the mere appearances, they're looking at the physical part of it, but not having a full grasp of what they're looking at. And I'll give you a perfect example. Let's just pretend that I'm a neat freak, right? I'm a clean freak. Everything got to be clean. Everything has to be, And then you see my girlfriend now. It's a total mess, very messy. You're like, God damn, how do they meet? Right? No, you got to see things like that. Like, how do they meet? And that's where the whole understanding of opposite attract. But what you need to understand about that is that myself being a neat, like a clean freak, I'm out of balance. and so is that person being very well. I mean, that bitch don't even have a balance, to be honest. But the bottom line is we are both out of balance, and that's how we were able to pull each other. If that makes any sense. So we're talking about vibration, not what it looks like. Because if I was, let's be honest here, if I was that neat or that crazy, why the fuck would I be messing with somebody who's messy? That's messy in itself. So that's messy in itself. So this is just to show you, that it's impossible for opposite to attract. So now, with that being said, then what we're talking about, if we put all of it together here, we're talking about vibration, like attract likes. I mean, like that's pretty much what it comes down to. And I'm saying attracting, it's not really attracting. Once you're in that vibration, you pull it towards you, and then they call it the law of manifestation or attraction because now it become right in front of you because what you're seeking is seeking you. But anyway, that would be a whole different story. So let's take it step by step here. So now we talked about the true definition of the law of attraction. So it's a new age term, but new age is bullshit because you cannot have new age with old information. Then we talked about it's impossible for opposite to attract because now we know any type of attraction is being done on a vibrational aspect, right? So now it's important. Now, once you understand that, you'll be able to attract your no, not attract, but to identify your source of attraction. There is a reason why you have to be with somebody else. I mean, learn your lesson. But most importantly, as you're learning and you're changing your vibration, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So what we're referring is we're talking about your vibration, right? So, but as you're changing your vibration, because you are continuously creating, manifesting, and I'm using those terms for lack of better terms, but just so you understand what I'm saying, because you are always vibrating every day, the people that you attract to, your friends, all of that, right? And then other people that are always vibrating, they're all, pulling other, So now, what it comes down to now, it's pretty much now that you already know that you've been manifesting all along. Now the problem comes in when you're trying to manifest consciously. Now it's not really a problem, but it's like that's where all the resistance comes in because you're already doing it and you're not being aware. But now that you want to be conscious and change your environment, and nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know shit, I'm guilty of it, and that's exactly what I'm doing. But what we're talking about here, when that happens, you're gonna start meeting other people. Then you're gonna have teachers that's gonna come through in your life. Some of them will just are supposed to just stop by, or others may be there for a couple of days or a couple of weeks, just so you need to for you to get to where you need to get. So you have to be able to identify all of those. And sometimes when you don't identify it, you tend to not fully grasp the law of attraction. So the law of attraction, so with that being said, if you truly understand what I'm talking about here when we talk about vibration, and it's kind of like when they say, I think Joseph Campbell talked about follow your bliss, or look for the kingdom of God and everything else will be given to you. So in other words, once you enhance your vibration, everything else will fall into place. Like you raise your self-esteem, everything. It's like it's just going to be done automatic, and that's what truly is the law of attraction. So it's not a lifestyle. It's not something that you do only through your imagination. Of course, imagination is key. I'm not going to take that away from you, but what we're talking about here is vibration. It's good to imagine it. This is what you're looking to pull. Because at this point, what happened is when you start to think about it, you it's kind of like you just put a hold on it because wherever your attention goes, that's some bullshit. Whatever your whatever You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. That shit, right? So, so if your intentions goes there, right, follows. I don't remember where it goes, but the bottom line, what I'm saying is, you pretty much freeze it, right? So then you add your emotions. You know, you act as if, and acting as if is also changing your vibration as well. You know, that's you taking the action of a new direction, right? And that's why you don't have to believe in it. But the more you do it, and you automatically you're changing your vibration. Now, when we talk about vibration, we're talking about thoughts. We're thinking about ideas, your knowledge, because knowledge is light, right? So you definitely, that's why people would tell you, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself, but let's get back to what I was talking about before. So, how do you raise your vibration? You're going to be able to raise your vibration with knowledge, experiences, wisdom. Wisdom is a higher form of raising your vibration. Then you have meditation, you have different shit, you know, different things like that. So, let me see here. Then as you're changing, like I was talking about, then your as your vibration grows, you're changing your life as well. And then a little bit of confidence will start to manifest. And here's something else too. When it comes to the law of vibration, when it comes to manifestation, whatever you want is not going to manifest the way you want it, or the way you expect it. So you might as well forget about that part. And I feel like sometimes that creates a lot of resistance because it's never going to be the way you want it. It's never going to manifest the way you expect. Never, ever, ever. It's always going to be something that leads to something else. And you may not even pay attention to it, and boom, there you go, you got it. So, in other words, every coincidence is not an accident. But how is it being manifested? How is it taking place? Is as you're changing your vibration. By detachment, there's so many different ways too. I mean, because you have to create detachment where you become balanced. You know that you're the creator. You're not a dependent. And that's why it's important for you to, when you get in touch with your true self, and that's how you raise your vibration, knowing that you're spirit. So again, my approach is a little bit different. I'm not just telling you about, because ultimately you are already creating. Now you're not creating the things that you want because your vibration is not aligned in alignment. So again, when we talk about the law of vibration or the law of manifestation, you're talking about a whole state of mind. We're talking about changing your whole life here, your thoughts, your actions, your speech, because now we got to talk differently. You know what I'm saying? Looking at things differently. You got to be able to turn your other cheek now to the physical, the shit that are being presented to you. If you're God, right? So even shit don't even need, if it doesn't appear to be the way you want it, you're being taken care of. You're greater than that. You turn that other cheek by giving it a spiritual perspective. And that's what you do. That's also part of what you do when you're trying to manifest. It is a lifestyle, man. You got to change your whole attitude. You got to change the whole person that you are. That's pretty much what the message is behind it, to be honest. You change your vibration. So that's why my thing to people, if you truly understand everything I just said, trying to manifest a car or maybe a house or even a mate, it's I mean it's part of it, but if you truly understand it's all mental, get your mind right and everything else will fall into place, man. If you got a low self esteem, raise your fucking self esteem. And of course, you're going to do it through knowledge, meditation, and all this shit. That's the work you're going to have to do. So it's to me, I think it's going to be a little bit more than just imagination, thinking about it, being happy, or trying to put yourself in that situation. I mean, I guess you could do all of that. I mean, all of that works. I mean, if you're looking for $10,000, $5,000, but for me, based on what I just told you and what I truly got to understand about, um, the law of vibration or the law of attraction, is truly, I would rather be abundant. You know what I'm saying? I would rather be prosperity. Because when you really think about it, 5,000 or $10,000 doesn't make a difference. It's still the law of attraction. So why not getting your mind right? Why not being born again? If that's truly what it is. And that's what I guess a lot of people, even Joseph Campbell, was trying to say when he said about following your bliss. A lot of people tells you, look for or to do your passion, you wouldn't have to work a day or shit like that. Or when you follow your passion, all doors start to open up. That's manifestation. That's the low vibration for your lives. That's truly what that is. And now that you know what it is, now it's about where you at now is to identify why or the source of that attraction. And once you identify it, you change it. So my definition of it is not to tell you, how to. And by the way, as you're doing this, guess what? You're not creating. There's no resistance because now you become one with the creator as you're changing your mind, as you're evolving as a person, as a God, as a spirit, the true spirit that you are. I mean, that's pretty much what it is, man. It's to own your shit. Know that you are a king or a queen. Know that you're fucking abundant. That's what it is. And everything's gonna fall into place, man. Raise your self esteem, do shit that you like. Don't do shit out of fear. It's all these things that you're gonna have to do. And everything, your reality will change. So, in other words, instead of looking to change one or two things, I'm telling you, motherfucker, just change everything. You understand? Why not? And the way to change everything is by changing your whole life, raising your vibration. Then you'll be able to pull a lot of those things towards you. At least that has been my experience. And trying to understand as you're changing, as you're evolving, or your vibrations is getting a little bit stronger, then you're gonna start attracting other people. Then you're gonna see a teacher. Then you're gonna bump into this fucking um, YouTube video or other people YouTube video. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no coincidence. As you're looking to better yourself, it's all those little beats and pieces. And then with your imagination, which was what you wanted, because you need that too as part of that creation. Because the imagination, what it does, it's pretty much like once you have a goal, and then your subconscious mind fills in everything. So it's kind of like it's when you that imagination is pretty much like it's creating that attraction, right? And then everything else, you changing your vibration, the little pieces of coincidence, the person that you're meeting along those way, that all comes together and gives you what you want, and you won't even notice it. Sometimes you might be looking for, let's just say, if you're trying to manifest, let's just say, well, I mean, I guess the new thing, or not the new thing, that's what most people are doing now. It's your soulmate, your twin flame. You're trying to, your twin flame. You know what I'm saying? Because your light is not enough, right? Then you might bump into somebody that's talking about self-esteem, and when you don't even notice it, when you don't even expect it, you know what I'm saying? She's right next to you, dog. You know what I'm saying? Having that convo, you're like, damn, girl, drop that thing. You talking that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much the way it works. There's always going to be something that's going to, pull something else and part of it. you know, because the universe will also test you too. Sometimes they will be like, "Is that what you really want?" You see how like there's a saying, I don't know who says it, but I've seen it somewhere and I love it. God will test you to see if you're still dumb, right? And when you're trying to change, it will send the same situation to you again and see how you react to it. So all of that, seeing how your vibration is changing. So that what we're talking about here is the law of vibration. And by understanding that, you know it helps you to go directly at yourself and trying to identify those sorts of attraction too. That's also very important. You got to question why, because I did it, and that's how you're going to be able to change your environment. But also, as you're growing too, it's very important that I mention that. I may have said it before, but I think this is very important, right? Because as you're changing too, you're going to meet different people for different reasons. You don't want to be stuck, right? Because I know, I'll give you a perfect example. I know that shit happened to me. You know what I'm saying? Where, I met a certain lady that was, she was searching for herself. And, I was, quote unquote, the teacher of peers, but I was just that for that little piece of time. And when we met, I guess she didn't quite understand what was happening. She knew she wanted to get this knowledge. She knew it was part of it, but I also knew she wasn't the one for me. So to make a long story short, she wanted more than just what was supposed to be happening. And that's how the universe operates. It doesn't tell you, you gotta figure the shit out. Everything is symbols. You gotta understand the symbols because that's how it speaks to you. That's why anyway, but and we kinda you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, I definitely tapped that ass, though. But I'm saying, but I also learned from that too. That was I don't want to say my low self esteem, but now I know, if you're not that, I won't even go there. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to say. So as you're growing too, that's another way to identify. I think it's even said. I think there's a saying in the Bible that says, what the fuck is it? How the fuck is it? I don't remember how it went, but there's a saying in the Bible that talks about not even the Bible. In fact, no, that's not what it is. It's a fucking it's a tell. There was a priest, whatever, whatever, who was about to die, and praying God. He was actually on the boat. There was a helicopter that stopped by, trying to help him out. Motherfucker said, "No, I'm waiting on God." And then there was another boat that stopped by trying to, help him out. And then after he died, I went to God and said, "Yo, God, what up?" You know what I'm saying? I've been praying and everything. And then God told him, that helicopter you turned down, it was me that sent it. Those other boats. So this is what I'm trying to say. All of these things that will be happening for a reason as you're changing your vibration. And it's important for you to understand. Well, maybe at that time you may not be able to understand it. Like for me, it took a minute, a couple of, what I'm saying, a couple of misjudgments, I guess. For me to actually get it together. And you also grow wisdom out of it too. And my vibration change got even stronger from that. And listen, man, just do your thing. you know. So let me see if there's anything else that I'm missing. No coincidence. So the bottom line is you should be seeking for abundance because that will be the answer to everything. You don't want to, just look for a car and then you get a car, then what else? Or why not be abundant? I'm talking about in everything you do. You know what I'm saying? First, parking spot that's available. You know what I'm saying? The best food, best pussies, whatever the fuck you're into. That's everything. Seek for abundance, man, and prosperity. I'm out. I sent. Bravo.